Okay, come. Okay, we live. All right. All right, first and foremost, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, do your thing. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rukaha Kwadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Could you check the audio, make sure? Because I don't see the, you used to have a ring around it, let you know the audio is going.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. All right, so today, the title of the lesson is A Man Who Prioritizes Comfort is Not Fit to Serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Our whole fight is to gain dominion over our flesh, to resist it. Okay? And we're getting ready to step into a time where if you haven't been building up the muscle memory to resist the spiritual muscle memory, to resist the desires of your flesh, you're not going to pass this test. All the dainties, all the comfortabilities that the Lord, has allowed us to have here, that this devil has given you, got you addicted to all kind of shit, that's getting ready to be snatched away. And the only way for you to keep that access to those things in the days to come is you giving in. Okay? So I know the brother Osman Waffle has a precept.
God. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down.
Could you start up a verse? It was the honey part, right?
Oh, kind of, yep. Proverbs 25 and 27. It is not good to eat much honey. Mm-hmm. So for men to search their own glory is not glory.
It's not good to eat much honey. What is honey? Honey is sweet. The preacher R was going to bring this precept out, but he had to step off to the side for a second. Honey is sweet. Honey is comfortable, right? Actually, read that again since the brother's back.
Proverbs 25 and 27. It is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory.
All right, so when you get addicted to being comfortable, which most people in this society are, think about America. All right, this is the capital city for people to be obese. This is the capital place where they put sugar and sweetness and everything. Everything is made to be comfortable to your flesh. But everything that feels good isn't good for you, right? Go ahead and finish that precept.
God, Proverbs 25 and 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
No security, no covering, okay? It can't be protected from outside attack. Somebody that doesn't have an immune system,
right?
They're susceptible to everything. All right? So again, we were talking about this before we cut the cameras on. You gotta have your eye on a brother, who's constantly giving into his urges. He hungry, he get hangry. You shouldn't, as a man of the Lord, you should not be getting hangry. What the fuck? That's an American concept,
right?
That you will justify being a piece of shit because you're hangry.
They even make jest commercials about it. The Snickers commercial, you know what I'm saying? It'll be this old lady in the back seat bitching and complaining about something, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you're not the man. Golly, man, eat the Snickers, man. You ain't yourself when you're hungry."
Yeah.
And then the old lady eat the Snickers, and the camera pans to the two guys that handed the Snickers, and you hear the old lady chewing, and the camera pans back to the old lady. This a regular ass dude. Like, thank you. Man, I needed that. It's a jest. Yeah, it's a jest, but if I may, but it speaks volumes. And when you read it, another scripture comes to mind because we just brought it that Proverbs 25 and 28, right? And that's going into pretty much a city without walls. Well, Babylon in Israel, the state of Israel is likened to a city without walls. When you read it in Ezekiel, and that city without walls is pretty much going to be broken into by everybody else. And I'm using that as an example. Is because a city without walls is easily able to be compromised by invaders. Mm-hmm. So if you can't control your spirit, and the scriptures likens it to a city without walls, you can't rule your spirit, then that means that you're susceptible for any type of spirit that's out here to get you tripped up, no matter what spirit it is. Look at Alzar as an example. Whoa. That was a man that was a city without walls, eating Taco Bell on camera. Couldn't take constructive criticism through the spirit. And the Lord opened him up to a plethora of demons that are like, even brothers was shocked. We knew the dude was wicked, but the judgment that came down and the stuff he gave into was like, holy shit. I know the dude wicked, but this is a whole nother level. So when you can't control your spirit, man, you open to any old thing. You know, I just wanted to say that, priest.
I can also add, yeah, as priests are beautifully going into, you know, a man that's always, you know, giving into his desires. And I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, brothers, you know, we have particular things that we, you know, we take comfort in, but, you know, following Yahweh Shah, okay, we understand that we have to, you know, be cultivated having that temperate, you know, spirit. Temperance means having self-control, you know, so you're not just giving yourself over to every lust, every, you know, passion, every comfort, because the times that we're coming into, as a matter of fact, y'all were speaking about it at camp last night, the times that we're coming into, you know, these particular comforts are going to be used as leverage, you know, from Esau. And that's ultimately what the hour of temptation is all centered around, you know. Ultimately, okay, who do you serve? Your flesh or Yahweh Shah?
Yeah.
And I have a quick one for you.
Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 in the G&T at verse 30. And I like the way the G&T has it controlled in this, has it titled in this section. It says self-control. It says, don't be controlled by your lust. Keep your passions in check. If you allow yourself to satisfy your every desire, you will be a joke to your enemies.
Alizar, Pegasus, Pegatron is a joke. This, oh my goodness, the Lord had it to where he had his booty hole to the sky. So now he's just a laughing stock to the whole world of Israel.
Damn.
Read that again, bro. Read that last part again.
Yeah, Sirach 18 and 30 G&T. Don't be controlled by your lust. Keep your passions in check.
He had a demon on him when he clicked that Amazon app on his phone.
Damn.
And put that Peggy kit in his car. Hey, you was going into it at new camp yesterday. I was weak. I was working it weak. He become a laughing stock to his. Come on, man. Go ahead.
It says, if you allow yourself to satisfy your every desire, you will be a joke to your enemies.
That nigga looked up all this like
Yeah, go ahead.
That nigga went to Amazon and said, nah, that's too expensive right there. And I know they got cheaper.
No, he can afford it. He got 30,000. He got 30,000 account.
Damn.
He got the best one.
He picked the color and everything.
Yeah, he said, oh yeah.
He said he picked the color?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, this one got buttons. It's got Bluetooth on it.
This motherfucker squirms a little bit.
Yeah.
It's got an engine.
Yeah, this is good engine on it.
Damn.
This nigga losing. But the Lord put that spirit on him to make him a laughing stock. So that should strike fear in you, man. You should be afraid to be attached to this flesh. The scriptures, it's a parable in Luke where it talks about the man that couldn't finish. He decided to build, but he didn't count the cost.
That's right.
Part of counting this cost, man, is you actually have to detach from a lot of things that you've grown accustomed to in this world. Because to be a friend of the world is what? Enmity with God. You see? That was it on that?
It was two more verses.
Go ahead.
Sirach 18 and 32 in the G&T. Don't indulge in luxurious living. The expense of it will...
Sorry. In this truth, you'll find that the men of the Lord, we're not going to have a bunch of things in excess. The Lord gives you exactly what you need to do your job. And there's some brothers who might have a little more than others, but it's never outrageous excess. You don't see a brother who's, this ain't the time when Daniel and Joseph was ruling, where you got a brother just way up in the authority. And no. We're here to do a particular job, and that would deter so many people from what the root of what we're doing is about. So when you come into this walk as well, understand nobody's gonna be filthy rich, bro. Okay, we get down on the back end, and that's what the majority of the people that know the Israelites don't get. We get all the blessings that's on the back end upon the return of the Lord. Up front, though, you're going to suffer the persecution that you were promised. Servant's not above his Lord. And that's what a lot of these other groups, that's not put in the face of the congregation. So they get caught up in trying to merge their desires, their carnal lusts with the ministry. You can't do both. You can't do both. And you got to be okay with that from the jump. Because if you're not okay with that from the jump, you'll find yourself being bitter later in your walk. Like you missed out on something. Or you could have did this. now you have this underlying grudge that's just been festering so long. You gotta be okay with having your daily bread and just being able to do your job from the jump. Go ahead, bro.
God, the scriptures speak about, feed me with food convenient for me. Don't give me too much, lest I deny the Lord and say, who is Yahweh? Bashim Yahushua. And don't give me too little to where, I steal and take your name in vain. But give me food convenient for me, meaning the Lord would give you just enough to keep you, stable, in this truth, and ultimately desiring more. That's covetous, man. And that tempts you out by Yahushua. But I'm going to finish it out for you.
Go ahead.
Sirach 18 and 32 in the GMT. Don't indulge in luxurious living. The expense of it will ruin you. In Sirach 19 and verse 5, in the KJV, it says, whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned.
Man, I'm slacking. If I may, really quick, what comes to mind that word ruin there? And a lot of times, again, I guess I'm into history. I like that shit. But you think of ancient civilization and the luxury that came with it, like the Mayans and Babylon, streets paved in gold. But that's all that's remembered is the remembrance of it. You know what I'm saying? All the glamour and the glitz that came with that is nothing but just a memorial of that. And when you go into these ancient cities, there's ruins that's there as a remembrance of, okay, this is what it used to be. But it didn't profit it when it was a time for that kingdom to be brought down. So just going into that verse that you went into, how all that stuff can lead you to a ruinous life. It makes me think about Sirach, the 5th chapter. You know what I'm saying? Goods unjustly gotten, how it should be a witness against you in a time of calamity. Of course, we're Israelites, we're men, we like nice things. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't want to go above and over the top with it because it's to the point where you can idolize and glorify those goods. You can idolize and glorify those goods to the point where, like Sirach 5 says, it'd be a witness against you in that day. Same thing as James 5th chapter talks about that. So just want to be, mindful about where you have your priorities,
That's it. Well, since you brought that up, let's get some of the examples of the people in the scriptures who we're going to get Ezekiel's example.
Come on.
We're going to flip it. We're going to do the righteous example at the end.
Okay.
Let's get some of the examples of the people that were so attached to their possessions and status and things of this world that they failed the mission. So we could get the rich young ruler. That's in what's that, Mark 10 or Matthew 19. The rich young ruler. You got Ananias and Sapphira.
I got an example with King David in the ball.
Yep.
1 Samuel 25. I know he had that hill.
Yeah. Let's get some of those examples.
Okay.
And just we ain't gonna sit there and super analyze each one because we're gonna get a bunch of them, right? Let's just highlight the common theme. What was all their mistake? They had attachments in the world. All the people that the Lord made examples out of in front of all of Israel, they had attachments to things in the world, whether it be people, possessions, whatever it may be. Their egos. That's why they lost. We're not here to lose. Go ahead. Whoever got one of the examples.
I got Ananias and Sapphira.
Go ahead.
It's Acts chapter 5 from the top. But a certain man named Ananias and Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet.
So it was okay, we sold this. Let's keep a little money to ourselves. And we would just tell them that we're giving them the whole thing. The commandment was to be upright and truthful about, hey, look, we're coming with the whole sacrifice, right? But because they were attached to things in the world, and they probably had plans of what they was going to do with the money. Yeah, baby, we're going to do this and do possessions, things. They didn't have their mind on the kingdom of heaven, which is what our mind is to be on. So they lost, but you'll see as we go along. Go ahead.
If I can add, and the ironic part about it all is that Ananias' name means the Most High is graciously given.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you couldn't give back what the Lord gave you.
Yeah.
Acts 5 and 3. But Peter said, Ananias, why have Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land? While it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? why hast thou conceived this thing in thy heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto Yahweh Bashim Shai.
And there's a lot of leaders of congregations today that they making a lot of money. And they present themselves as they're about the ministry. Pegasus presented himself as though he was about the body. I'm doing this for the good of the body. You show your bank account and all that. How did you use that to benefit the body per se? I'm not sure he was. I bet he used that same money to buy that pagan kid. You understand?
Man, crazy.
Use the church's money to stick stuff up your ass. So again, there's a lot of people that are leaders in Israel, so to speak, who are not just being dishonest with themselves, they're being dishonest with the Lord. And they trick the congregation into thinking that they're upright people. They've crept in unawares. Make sure that you don't fall into this category. And the way that you do that is that you're okay with just doing the work. You're okay, all right, with being patient and waiting on the reward on the back end. All right? In Matthew, the Lord told the disciples what? In the kingdom you shall, in the regeneration, you should sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. That's when you get the riches beyond that you could think, right? You got to be okay with that. You got to believe that the Lord is going to hold fast to his promise. But that takes faith. And there's a lot of people who are in positions that they shouldn't be in who lack faith. So they fold and they get made a fool of.
Mm-hmm. Some more.
God.
Acts 5 and 5, it says, and Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost. And great fear came on all of them that heard these things.
So the Lord made an example out of him in front of the whole congregation and put him to death. Pegasus' reputation was killed. Yeah, you still got time to repent. Do I see it? No, that's me speaking as a man. But, you know, what follows this level of disobedience? Death. So you got to have your priorities in order. What's precious to you? Is the obedience to the Lord and your relationship with him precious? Or are other things precious to you? Because that could cost you your life. It seems like a small thing, but it's not. You see? You had something.
Con, I do got one real quick. This is Luke chapter 17, and I'm going to read verses 30 through 32. Mm-hmm. And it says, actually, you know what, I'm going to read it all the way to 33. Mm-hmm. It says, Luke 17 and 30, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Because again, we're going into priorities. You know, this is how we got to think, being in the truth, casting the world to the side. And these are examples of individuals that could not do that for ego's sake. Okay. Verse 32 is the key point, but I'm going to read down to verse 33. Remember Lot's wife. And, you know, you got it. You know, if you want to break it down.
Lot's wife, she let her possessions possess her. She was given strict orders not to look back. But because those possessions had such a hold over, remember, she was balling. Mm-hmm. All right, Lot and Abraham, they had to split up because they both had economic empires. It'd be like Elon and what's the guy of Amazon? What's his name?
Jeff Bezos.
All right, occupying the same warehouse. They with their own employees, and you'd be like, oh, we gotta split up, bro. It's too much. Mm-hmm. Okay, he was balling. So you got to realize how she was living. The girlfriend she had, how she got to feel like she had all the bags, she had all the dresses and apparel, she had servants and handmaids. They wasn't living in no apartment, so she let those things possess her. Nigga, you don't got half of what she had, so you'd be a damn fool to let anything here in this society that's set for demolition possess you.
That's right. And that's her remembrance to this day. Like, this is when Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. These are in the days of Abraham. You know, this is well over 4,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's still remembered, exponentially to this day. You know?
It's going to be remembered in the kingdom. When the heathen are still learning, they're going to go to this example.
Yep. That's right. Verse 33 says this, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it.
All right. Whoever puts the Lord's mission in the forefront of their life they're going to receive eternal life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We're likened unto the Lord's woman. And what is a wife's chief purpose? To afford the will of her husband.
Right.
That's her job. To the sisters listening, that's your job. And if your man is about the Lord, you're doing a good service. All right? You're making the conditions for his environment easier to do the Lord's work. Okay? We ought to do the same thing. The Lord wants the kingdom established on earth. So right now we were told to teach and to be examples amongst the body on how to walk towards the Lord. That's your purpose in life. Your value is tied to how well you're doing that. It's not tied to, how many women you can bust down, the money you have, okay, how cool brothers think you are, the clothes you got. It's not tied to none of that bullshit. Your bravado. It's not tied to none of that. Your value is tied to your usefulness to the Lord. Keep that in mind as you go throughout your day, as you deal with brothers. Let the pride and that ego shit go. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. Okay? You had you finished that, Shar?
Come.
You still have more on that? It was done with that example. They put him to death, right?
No, we didn't get to that part. Oh, yeah.
They put him to death.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the Holy Spirit.
Now somebody get Matthew 19:16.
This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one. That is the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, that's Yahweh Shah speaking. Go ahead.
But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
All right, so he's giving you the recipe for success. He's saying keep the commandments. Now, does this mean that we could keep the commandments perfect? No. But it's like it says in what? Sirach 17:24. Somebody get that? Sirach 17:24 real quick. You stay where you at, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 17 and verse 24. It says, But unto them that repent, he granted them return and comforted those that failed in patience.
Right? Repent to turn back from your ways and then to convert to the Lord's standard. Go ahead.
Verse 25 it says, Return unto Yahweh Bashem Shai and forsake thy sins, make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
Offend less. That's not saying that you're not going to offend at all. Offend less. The elder Ariel made a great point last night. He said, hey, man, you got a son, and he's obedient, he listens to you. He might make mistakes, but what you going to say about him? That's a good boy. Right? That's my son. He listens. He makes me, I'm proud of him. Does he do everything perfectly to see? But no, of course not. But he's a good boy. That's how the Lord's dealing with us, man. We can't keep the law perfect in the chains of darkness, in this flesh. But there are going to be those who are parted because they strive to the best of their ability to be obedient to the Father. You can go back to the example.
This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 18. He said unto him, which Yahweh Shai said, Thou shalt not murder. This is Matthew 19 and verse 18. He saith unto him, which Yahweh Shai said, Thou shalt do no murder.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not steal.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Mm-hmm.
Honor thy father and thy mother. And thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. So all the brothers, once you were born again, these are things that you've been doing. Have you done them perfect? Obviously, of course not. Sometimes you might meet a woman if you're a single brother. And she'll, she done dealt with other men before. So, hey. Sometimes you might go to the store, you might get the all beef, slab of meat. Them little packets. Don't be buying that shit. Go to the farmer's market or some shit. I found out recently, just a side note, there's a company, you shouldn't be eating McDonald's if you're in the truth. But there's a company that because McDonald's has the all beef patties. There's a company that they work with. The name of the company is All Beef. It's not that it's all, because the patties are 30% soy.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's not actually that it's all beef. It's the name of the company is All Beef.
Right.
The same way when you get this drinks and it says natural flavors, it's not from the fruit. The name of the company is Natural Flavors. This devil is very demonic.
It's witchcraft, bro.
Yeah. You're in the store like, oh, it's all me. Nigga, right? But yeah, keep going, bro. I said throw that in there, brothers. You know, if you out there, you know, stop eating that shit, man.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
This is Matthew 19 and verse 20. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Verse 21. Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast.
He basically was, yo, go ahead.
It says,
I thought Shaw was saying something.
No.
Okay, yeah, he basically asked the brother, man, you got to separate from this world. You got to separate from your attachments if you're really going to walk this walk with me. Because if you don't, that your possessions can be used against you to deter your walk. That's what he's asking him here. He's saying, if you're serious, you got to detach from your possessions. I know you got a lot of shit. I know you got status on this side. But to walk to audition for kingship, because that's what we're doing. It don't look like that to the person on the outside. But every brother here is auditioning for rulership and dominion.
That's right.
This is an audition. You're not chosen yet. You've been called to the audition. That you got to follow suit with the criteria. And part of the criteria is detaching from your possessions and your connections in this world. You're indifferent to them because you have something bigger. And the beautiful thing about it is when you even though you're detaching from them, your Lord said He's gonna give it all back to you 100-fold. Right. Somebody get that in Matthew.
Mm-hmm. It's on down the same.
Okay, con.
You want to know?
No. Just keep going where you at. Then we'll get the point and then we'll jump to that.
Yep. This is Matthew 19 verse 21. Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times you read these scriptures, man, read it, but stop. Because like so I'll read like half a chapter a day because I want to think about all the little nuances of what was said, right? Because some people they'll just read that. Oh, he told him to sell it. What was he really asking him to do? He was saying, hey, you got to detach from your connections here. Think about, okay, what was the thought process the young rich ruler went through? How would I respond to having to give up everything and actually just be like, okay, because think about it. If he was going to really follow Yahushua and he had businesses and things there in town, he would have to leave them behind or somebody else do it. Somebody, I'm just going to go do this, putting on this pilgrimage. His whole lifestyle and everything would have been, would you be okay with giving all that up? How would you respond to it? Would you hesitate? You walk yourself through each of the characters, the inner thoughts that they dealt with when they went through these scenarios. Don't just read it. Think about the spiritual dilemmas they went through. And ask yourself, how would I respond to it? Really think about how did he, what when the Lord asked him to separate, what might he have had? How would that have affected him? Why was he hesitant to give it up? How would I respond to this? So put yourself in it. That's how you intern, because we're going to be hit with these same scenarios. It's not a scenario you're going to be hit with that's not written for our learning. Go ahead, bro.
Can I give us the middle of the verse, Matthew 19, verse 21? It says, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor.
And giving to the poor. We get to the poor week in, week out, every day, because brothers making lessons every day. There's those that are downtrodden in spirit. They're spiritually poor. And the Lord is using us as conduits or vessels to feed the poor, the lowly, in the spirit. Okay? We're to give to the poor every day. That's our job, is to feed the flock. That's, again, your usefulness is tied to that. Your value as a man is tied to this. Go ahead.
Last part of the verse. And thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
Okay, thou shalt have treasure. What was he telling him? It's you're gonna get rewarded on the back end. I know you think you got shit now, but you invest in here for the long run. You're gonna have treasures in heaven. You're gonna have greater riches than you can even think about. I know you're going through your mind like, damn, I gotta stop. I gotta give up the business. I gotta give up what? Trust me, I'm telling you. If you really believe that I'm the Son of God, right? You're going to trust that I'm going to keep my word. You're going to trust that you're going to get the reward, but it's going to be on the back end. You okay with that? It's a lot of people who know they're Israelites, man, they're not okay. They're not okay with actually suffering, which you look at suffering, that's a synonym of patience. They're not okay with being patient. Go ahead, man.
Yep, it's the last part. It says, and come and follow me.
Okay.
Verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful.
He didn't like the deal. That's too much. I got to give up. What? You know how hard I work to... What? Nah. I'm not doing that. I'll just believe from afar. Because you got a lot of people who know this truth and know they should be out there with us teaching, but because of what all this entails and what's required of you, they just kind of listen from afar. We're going to see if that's enough. You know, and some people that know they're supposed to be out there teaching and doing the work. I know quite a few myself. But because of all that, what all this entails and requires of you, they'll rather sit in the bleachers. We're going to see if that's enough. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Yep, it says, bottom part, Matthew 19:22. For he had great possessions. Y'all read it again. This Matthew 19:22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that, man. Okay. Now I want to go get the example in Ezekiel. Unless brothers had other examples. I know brothers probably thought about King Saul or,
Yeah.
I
was going to even expound on that one really quick right there.
Yep, go ahead.
And just to add on what was said, because it's worded that he went away sorrowful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to ask one of y'all a question. Why do you think he was sorrowful?
Because I think maybe because he didn't realize, or he realized, I'd rather say he didn't have what it took.
There you go. That's it right there. He realized he was full of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you went to the Lord saying, I keep the laws. I do this at the third. I perform X, Y, and Z. You picture it like this. Guys like IUIC, ISUPK, they think they're following Yahweh shots. They boast in the fringes. They boast in the law. They boast on all these different things. But picture Yahweh Shai being here right now. Or matter of fact, get that picture him coming. A lot of those people, when the scripture says, then shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, are those guys because they thought themselves to be suitable to follow Yahweh Shai. But when Yahweh Shai comes back and says, I don't know you, that's when it's like weeping and gnashing of teeth, because that's when you realize your whole walk in your eyes is vain. Because you was doing all this, that, and third, X, Y, and Z, being a man pleaser, thinking that you following Yahweh Shai. But when he's presented in front of you, you realize that you wasn't. It's a very similar concept to that verse that the brother just broke down. You know, he went away sorrowfully. Now, on his benefit, Yahweh Shai was there, and it wasn't a time of judgment at that time. So there was room for repentance. But that walking away sorrowful was because they wasn't really, he realized that he wasn't really following the Lord. He was full of shit. You know, and that's what's going to take place with a lot of these guys when it's all said and done. They're going to realize they're full of shit. That's where Wisdom of Solomon 5 comes into play and so forth. You got it, Yohan. Yeah,
it's a horrible feeling when somebody realizes they're not the man they thought they was.
Man.
When they realize, they're not as tough as they thought they were. You ever seen a guy, he think he big and bad, and he get humbled.
Yep.
He don't know how to deal with it. Because what did that guy say previously? What lack I yet?
Man,
proud. He thought he had it. All right, but then he realized, like, damn, I'm not the man that. So look at like I got you, brother. Like ISUBK, they say no cowards, and they attach no cowards to the bravado and just being like this nigga, right?
Right.
But a lot of them are gonna be. They're gonna be the biggest cowards that we see. When it come down to that chip and them having to have that leap of faith to say, no, the Lord gonna provide for us. We gonna eat through the Lord. The Lord gonna make sure we good. They gonna fold and take it. We seen what their leader said with the hokey pokey with the trial test in 2020. That was some coward shit. So all these words that people speaking, man, they gonna have to eat them words.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kel.
But that goes to show you that they don't have.
What's like most?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
It's on me. That they don't. That the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not saved. the laws can't save you because you gotta have faith in your house. So that's what he was trying to show that young rich ruler, that he didn't have no faith because he was living by the law, statutes, and commandments like these other counts. But you gotta have faith in your house. And that's what they didn't have. So this same faith is the same faith we're gonna need in 2 Corinthians 16 chapter, verse 40 and down, when you have to leave out on possessions.
Right.
And when we're tested at that time, we're gonna be faced with the same situation.
That's it.
You know, so we just being prepared right now.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
That's all.
We're being put through a trial run because what the Lord wants us to develop in our grace period, He wants, because everybody has a defense mechanism. When you feel disrespected, when you're sad, you know, when things ain't going your way, you have things that you do. Everybody here know they got little habits that they do when they're not feeling good about themselves, right? When they upset, you got things you turn to. The Lord puts us in adverse situations so that we build up the habit to cleave unto Him as our defense mechanism. Because when shit hit the fan, you ain't gonna be able to turn to the other shit, the regular shit you turn to. You gonna have to turn to something spiritual. You gonna have to turn to that rock. You see? So in our grace period, we're supposed to be building up the spiritual muscle memory to lean on the Lord when shit don't go right, when shit don't go our way. That's what He wants to see. All right? So go ahead, bro. Who was reading? You was finished that. And you was talking about what was that? 1 Samuel.
I mean, pretty much the whole chapter goes. I'll just kind of break down the account. Then break down something, little bro. You have a man named Nabal, which that word Nabal means foolish. I believe it's in 1 Samuel 25, if I'm not mistaken. But all in all, this is when David was kind of dwelling amongst the Philistines in that time period. But there was a man named Nabal. This is also too, you know, where David met Abigail too. Y'all know Abigail was one of his wives, right? Okay, gotcha. Now Abigail was with a man named Nabal at first, and Nabal was a very selfish man. You can read about it within the scriptures. And all in all, it got to the point where David and his men just kind of asked for a little bit of substance, and he was willing to pay him for it. You know, and Nabal, being greedy as he is, and his name meaning foolish, he rejected that request and turned it down. So in the midst of that, David and those men with him were looking to take matters within their own hands. And like, fuck this dude, man. We're gonna slay him and take what's his anyway. You know, but before that came to play, the Lord smote Nabal and had Nabal put to death. You know, and left Abigail a widow, which David took Abigail right there, and then pretty much what he wanted was his anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example right there. You know what I'm saying? Of a man that was so into what he had, not realizing that the stuff that he had lasted longer than him. It makes me think of when Yahweh Shah said, "Thou foolish servant." That word foolish is Nabal. Yeah. I'm not saying that was Nabal right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he's going into a greedy man in that parable right there. You know, just wanted to the whole chapter is that account there. So just to summarize it, that's what I wanted to bring out there.
Also, Saul, you know, he was disobedient and didn't kill the Amalekites like he was supposed to.
Yep.
Samuel had to do it, yeah.
So again, when you attach to connections you may have with people, things, they're going to be used against you, and it can lead you to your demise. Again, the title of the lesson is "A Man That Prioritizes Comfort Is Not Fit to Serve." Okay? One more example, then we're going to get Ezekiel's example, and we'll end out with his example. So, if like a brother, you could go to, what's that, Numbers 14, the Israelites in the wilderness, or we got Ananias. We already got that one. We spoke about Lot's wife. There's plenty of examples through the scriptures. Whoever got one, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Con, go ahead.
Okay, I thought you were going. It's 2 Kings, the 5th chapter. I'm gonna start right here, verse 20. This is going into Elisha's servant, Gehazi, and it goes into basically him being covetous, over possessions, particularly silver and goods, which Elisha denied those things. He was offered silver and riches, by naming a man that he cured from leprosy. Elisha denied it, but then let me just read the account. 2 Kings 5:20. I'm gonna get it here in the NLT. It says, "But Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of the Most High, said to himself, My master should not have let this Syrian get away without accepting any of his gifts. As surely as the Lord lives, I will chase after him." And really, he was chasing after the bag. He says, "I will chase after him and get something from him." So Gehazi set off after Naaman. When Naaman saw Gehazi running after him, he climbed down from his chariot and went to meet him. Is everything all right? Naaman asked. Yes, Gehazi said, but my master has sent me to tell you that 2 young prophets from the hill country of Ephraim have just arrived. He would like 75 pounds of silver and 2 sets of clothing to give them. By all means, take twice as much silver, Naaman insisted. He gave him 2 sets of clothing, tied up the money in 2 bags, and sent 2 of his servants to carry the gifts for Gehazi. But when they arrived at the citadel, Gehazi took the gifts from the servants and sent the men back. Then he went and hid the gifts inside the house. When he went in to his master, Elisha asked him, where have you been, Gehazi? I haven't been anywhere, he replied.
That's a nigga.
Yeah.
That's a nigga. That's nigga shit there. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 26, last 2 verses. But Elisha asked him, don't you realize that I was there in spirit when Naaman stepped down?
I know you lying.
Yeah, that's all.
God can't trust you.
Yeah.
Bro, the worst thing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You have the privilege to be around men that believe and that are on this mission with you. Don't be dishonest. Don't be deceitful. Don't have an agenda. Because once that trust is broken, bro, I done seen dudes like, it's hard to look at a man the same way when you know he's
right.
It's a precept that says that once it's harder to win. It's easier to win a city back. Or what's somebody know what precept I'm talking about?
Yeah, Proverbs 18, I believe.
Can we get that real quick to back you up? It's easier to win a city back than a restore a brother. Yeah, there we go.
It's like a form of betrayal.
Yeah, it's like I can't trust you.
Once that
Proverbs
fracture occurs, it's hard to, mend that back together.
Whoever got it.
Proverbs 18 and 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. And their contentions are like the bars of a castle.
So like, why would he do? If you truly have faith, you understand that it may not be when I want it, but I'm going to be rewarded for this labor that I'm doing. A guy that lacks faith, he don't quite trust that. So he's willing to, do some shady shit to get his reward, to get his. If you truly have faith, you trust that the Lord is going to reward you. Okay, a nigga in the world, they can't hear that. That's why they be like, man, y'all got Hebrew Israelites, y'all ain't doing nothing for the community. Y'all ain't doing nothing. They can't understand the spiritual pathway of how things work. They only see the carnal things, so they need something to touch and feel. This guy really didn't have faith. He was just going through the motions. So which is why what led him, I gotta have something of my own. You see? Go ahead, bro.
Got it. 2 Kings 5:26. T says, but Elisha asked him, don't you realize that I was there in spirit when Naaman stepped down from his chariot to meet you?
I wonder what the look on his face looked like. When we're in the kingdom, I want to see, like, look at this nigga. Go ahead, bro.
It says, is this the time to receive money and clothing, olive groves and vineyards, sheep and cattle and male?
Today, what would that be?
Today's day and age right now.
Today to a nigga, what was he thinking about? Clothes, the cars, I got this and that, and I'm gonna have bitches. Money, clothes, and hoes. It's like this. He was basically saying this is the time for money, clothes, and hoes, nigga. You know what we doing? You know what you're here to do.
Right.
You know we're trying to afford the kingdom of heaven to be established on earth. You're auditioning for kingship. Did you know that? But you worry about this shit over here.
And that was the time of war they was in.
What the fuck are you doing? Go ahead, bro.
He says, is this the time to receive money and clothing, olive groves and vineyards, sheep and cattle, and male and female servants? And then,
if y'all had to pick dudes that you could think about in Israel that's in this spirit, who would it be? Well, we all know Pegasus, what's his name? Genesis nigga, Hebrew and the Hellcat. Nigga, our people need healing. We're about to enter a time that's written, Daniel 12:1, Matthew 24:21. That's going to be worse than any other time in history. We're supposed to be using this time to get prepared for that. And instead, you put this mentality, you put black culture at the forefront of the ministry. So you're gonna have blood on your hands because there's a lot of people that's gonna think that's what this is about. Go ahead, bro.
Last verse, verse 27. Because you have done this, you and your descendants will suffer from Naaman's leprosy forever. When Gehazi left the room, he was covered with leprosy. His skin was white as snow.
Lord, and back then that was like nobody's touching you. Your whole life is flipped upside down at that point. For some garments, for a little bit of money.
Piece of change.
For a little piece of change. Don't throw this eternal reward away for a temporary pleasure. Okay? Now I want to get the example. You done on that? I want to get the example of in Matthew 13:53. The people that lack faith. So Yahushua didn't perform much miracles dealing with that. What gives us access to the covering that we seek in the days to come? That faith. And if you truly got faith, you know better than to be attached to the things of this world. Okay? Whoever got it. And then we'll get into it.
This is Matthew 13:53. It says, and it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, whence hath this man this wisdom in these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son?
So last night we had a guy walk by. We had a guy that looked like an Edomite, listening the whole camp, and was sincere. You know, he genuinely believed. You know, obviously he has some gaps in his understanding of what the hell's going on, clearly. But you had another guy that was straight up Edomite walking by. He was like, "Don't you know these guys don't like black people?" Very low level spiritual person. Because when if you were able to stop and just listen for 30 seconds, what we're talking about is so much bigger than complexion. We're talking about the healing of the earth. We're talking about society being made paradise again and the rooting up of evil. Okay? So for you to get complexion from that, what the fuck? You're an idiot. Okay? You gotta have a spiritual pulse to understand these kind of concepts. And these people, the Lord said they were astonished, like, whoa, damn, this dude, no. But ain't you saw us? They took it like the guy yesterday. You speaking on it, elder. The guy tried to bring it back to how we prove they black. And Elder Yashimon was like, no.
Yeah, we passed that.
We passed
it. You have to go watch the sermon to really get the full context of it. But he really was just trying to pull out a carnal aspect of the scriptures when we were talking about the spiritual seed, the sons of God, and how to identify things spiritually. Because at the end of the day, if we scattered, how can you be stuck on complexion?
Right.
Now, is it an identifying marker within the scripture that we talk about to kind of enlighten so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans about the history of the scriptures? And, because our people are so culturally inept and disenchanted by history, you have to reconnect things like, black people do have a good history. Look at this, this, and this, and this. But to really fully understand this thing, you understand that there's a seed line. You understand that the Most High is dealing with a chosen people that have been all over the place. And so, Elder Yashawamba locked in on that. I thought it was a great point that had came out, when Elder Yashawamba refused to even go in that direction.
Right.
It just shows you somebody thinking carnally versus somebody thinking spiritually.
Yes.
So, y'all haven't seen that street speaking, you just go to Remnant Save 144, check out the last live stream. It's good stuff.
And at the end of the camp, the guy that was trying to get us to go into color precepts, he said, "Y'all been watching for years. I believe you. I just want to hear y'all." He already knew.
Yeah.
So I was just like, "Dude, no, we're not going that route." So we gotta have a spiritual pulse. You gotta see things in the spirit when you going through adversity and things in your life. Don't just look at it for what it is. Look at what the Lord's trying to tell you through that situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue on. Whoever had. Oh, Elder had it.
This is back in Matthew 13:55. It says, "Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary?"
And this is why majority of Israelites, they come across Great Millstone and they might know what we're saying is true, but they can't quite grasp that is because it's coming from us.
Mm-hmm. We look like them.
Yeah, we look like that. Nigga, you driving Honda, nigga. What you gonna tell me?
Yeah.
You know?
On Nikes, man. Like,
Yeah.
so?
But they can't see spiritually, so they don't get the secret to achieve immortality. The greatest riches is right here in front of their face, but they can't quite grab it. It just looks something common to them.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't understand that the Lord takes things that seemingly seem insignificant to do mighty works. But they don't get that.
He uses the foolish things to confound the wise of this world, the wisdom of this world. You know?
Took Moses and Aaron and the lowest people in the society at that time and took the world power down. Nobody would think that. You know what I mean? He's going to take us and set us up to rule over the earth eternally. If we told somebody, we're going to rule the world forever, if we just said it plain like that, these men right here, they're going to rule the world forever. They're like, this nigga crazy. Go ahead, bro.
I have a precept. It's Ecclesiastes 9 and 14. In the NLT, it says, there was a small town with only a few people, and a great king came with his army and besieged it. A poor wise man knew how to save the town, and so it was rescued. But afterward, no one thought to thank him.
Because he just looked like just a regular guy. But they don't listen to Power Bottom in the suit. That's TD Jakes, by the way. That was his nickname in the files.
Man, that's nasty.
They'll listen to Power Bottom in the suit, even though he's leading you to destruction. But because we look common, they don't hear it. But that's how the Lord operates. And if they were in tune with the scriptures and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they would know that.
Well, that's how the Lord came and saved the nation of Israel. He came like that, and they didn't hear him. He's that poor man that came, and nobody thanked him. But see, the nation now that's coming to thank him is the elect. This is that thank you by offering up our body as a living sacrifice.
Right on the ass.
That's it.
Donkey.
So I think we got that. That was.
Now, can I add to that point real quick? Yeah, what comes to mind is a scripture by the Apostle Paul where it says, and this is scripture we all know, though I may be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. When you break that word rude down in the Greek, the word is idiotes. This is where you get idiot from. But when you break that word, that definition down, it actually means a common person, a common folk versus somebody that has status. So the Apostle Paul saying, look, I'm coming to you as somebody that's like poor. The person that's held in high regard ain't going to hear what I'm saying. But that don't change the fact that what I'm saying is true. So when the Apostle Paul said that, that's what he was alluding to what brothers is breaking down. We're coming rude in speech because we're like the poor man that saved the city, starting with Yahweh Shai.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
And that brings the point home because, again, our people attach a man's value to his status and the possessions that he has, right? But we know in the spirit, what is your value attached to? Your usefulness to the Lord. Do you have his words in your mouth? Do you walk by his ways? Okay? That's what a man's value is tied to. But because the world, they see carnally, they can't see our value. You see? Because our value isn't something that's on the surface. Okay?
That's right. I have a precept.
Go ahead, bro.
I don't know if this came out yet or not, but I'll just read it anyway. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. It says, "And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of the Most High."
Mm-hmm.
This is where you hear these guys that get into, different biblical commentaries, and that you see the exegesis of the Pauline writings, and they try to sound all smart, and they lose the spirit of the understanding of the word, man.
Yep. Yep.
And then you isolate the congregation because nobody's trying to hear that. I have a scholarly background, but you gotta keep it simple, man.
Yep.
You gotta keep it simple.
Yeah.
People ain't trying to hear that.
Apostle Gabar always says, somebody they're beginning to master understand their teaching when they can make it plain to anybody can understand it.
Yep.
You can take a big concept and make it plain so that anybody can understand it.
Yeah.
You're on the right path.
That's why you use a lot of analogies. You relate it to things that people watch and see. That's why we do a lot of talking about sports, boxing, music, and movies. People understand that. It helps them visualize the scriptures and understand things.
back up your point. Yahweh Shai did that. That's why he spoke in parables. You know, he would use basic common analogies as like farming or the weather, a tree, a branch. You know what I'm saying? He'll use very basic concepts that you would see on a day-to-day basis, but he would tie it in. You know, sowing, like sowing a seed. You know, this seed fell on this ground. This seed fell on that ground. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. And then he would tie a spiritual concept to it. But like you say, these guys using, you know, if you look at the commentary of Jerome, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to hear all that bullshit, bro. You know, because then that's they you know, these guys, they try to teach the scriptures they try to teach the scriptures with an Edomite way of speaking.
Because that makes them feel smarter. Exactly. It's all for their own personal ego because they have low self-esteem. That's right. These guys really don't have high self-esteem. You know?
And you know, you said it makes them feel smarter. Why would you approaching things or speaking like a white man make you feel better? You fucked up already. You still look at this man as a big. That's why you want him to fuck you in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm every chance I get.
You look up to Edomite. You idolize Edomite so much that you bend over and bust it wide open.
Crazy work.
It's a very weird way of thinking.
I got a precept.
Malak wanted. Okay. Malak, go ahead first.
I was gonna say too, like Tazama said, like when you use the parables and instead of, you know, relying on the world's wisdom or the you know, all these high words and whatnot, it makes it applicable. So like you could actually apply it turns the knowledge into wisdom, where you can actually apply what you're being learned or taught. You know?
Put it in practice. Go ahead, Anna.
Yep, this is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. It says, "For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High." What's the oracles of the Most High? The word, right? Oracle is the word, right? So basically the milk, like you gotta be retaught. You know, if you don't have that foundation, Yahushua is not your. If Yahushua is not your foundation, which we see, like, you know, these different groups end up denouncing the truth, or they end up, you know, teaching false doctrines. They don't cling on to that vibration of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They start mentioning the name less. They start going into other things, right? And so it says in the middle of verse 12, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. So you're trying to go into these topics that require, like Peter said, like, you know, many people rest with Paul's writings because it requires a certain level of understanding before you go to the next, you know, the next level of understanding. If your foundation is shaky, bro, nothing's gonna make sense.
House of cards.
Con,
bro.
Okay, this real quick. This is Proverbs 17:27 in the NLT. A truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even tempered. You know, so it's just balanced. You know, keep it simple and balanced, and people understand you. You know.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." And when you go into that word plain, I mean, it's an obvious word, but it just means to be distinct, to make it clear. You know?
There's a lot of things, especially with the Purple Rangers, they get fuzzy, especially when you go into prophecy. I got names for all these niggas. All right? A lot of things that are unclear. But here, we our apostles and elders on down, we making sure that this is clear what we believe, what we stand for. Make no mistake. Okay? And that's why there's a lot of ear hustling going on within other congregations. They'll come over here. And they constantly got to readdress what they already taught their congregation, because people know that the spirit ain't there. Okay? So if we're good on those examples, let's get the example with Ezekiel, the righteous example, on how to operate, you know, and not be cleaving unto comfort. Ezekiel 24:15. Actually, I'm going to get into GNT if somebody got a GNT on.
All right.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 24:15.
Yeah, God.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 24 and verse 15 in the GNT.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai spoke to me. Mortal man," he said, one blow, I'm going to take away the person you love the most.
Take away the person you love the most. And the KJV says the desire of thine eyes. Ezekiel cherished that woman. You know what I mean? Being a prophet is a hard job, and if you got a decent woman that's on the right page with you, that could be a comfort to you. So you know, that was for him. That was like a big deal. But let's go on and look what the Lord required of him and how he moved going forward. And keep in mind, the Lord's going to put each and every one of us in a position similar to this at some point in our walk. For some people, it happened early in their walk. For some people, it happened a few times. You know, few times. You know what I mean? Still happening where you feel like you don't have nothing but Yahweh Shai. And in all actuality, in the spirit, that's a great place to be. If you can see it, if you realize like, damn, I really don't have nothing, then you're in the right mindset to do the work. You see? So this is, some people will read this and be like, wow, oh my gosh, the God of the Bible would. No. Because again, you made the point, the Lord ain't squeamish about death. And when you understand death in the scriptures, you understand it's not final anyway. So, you know, read this with some understanding. What was the Lord trying to get Ezekiel to understand? And also, there's another example. I forgot. What's the man? Is Hosea? Who was the man that married the harlot?
Hosea.
Hosea. A lot of times, the Lord will put you in a situation so that you can understand His perspective. Because the Lord's married to a whore.
Yep. If I may add to your point real quick, that's why the scripture says that the prophets will be for signs and wonders in the nation of Israel. Isaiah prophesying, naked, what I'm saying, walking around, and Jeremiah walking around with a yoke on his neck.
Yeah.
That physically happened. And Ezekiel had to lay on the side for a certain amount of days, and what I'm saying, getting hair and getting the bottle busted on the ground and burning the hair. You know what I'm saying? He was actually doing that.
Yeah.
But it was, like you said, it was for the Lord's purpose as a sign to show what was to come.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and read.
Going back, Ezekiel 24:15, G&T. The Lord Yahweh Shah spoke to me. Mortal man, he said, with one blow, I'm going to take away the person you love most. You are not to complain or cry or shed any tears.
You are not to, hey, I know I done put you through this bullshit, but we don't got time for that. You got a job to do. It can't be in that woe is me spirit. I need you to go out there and do your job, be passionate and be on point. Because this isn't something that's supposed to affect the mission, right? When I called you to do this job, when you go to work, it's your job. They don't care if you're having a bad day. They care about you getting your shit done. And what you do, you go up there and do it. Okay? You can't have that mentality for the Lord. It's a lot of people, they get offended. They feel some type of, man, it's some bullshit. You see dudes fall out the truth because their life get uncomfortable. Nigga, what did you sign up for? Go ahead, you about to say something.
Yeah, well, that's what Jake was doing in the wilderness. There was murmuring.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look up the definition of murmuring, there was discontentedly complaining. And when you look up the definition of discontentedly, it means like they was complaining specifically due to the situation that they was in. Not necessarily having any food to eat or any kind of water to drink, so that it caused Jake to complain. Like, man, goddamn, man, over here listening to this dude over here, man. Now we over here stuck in the wilderness with no water. It's hot as hell.
That's where they got the inspiration for the Snickers commercial. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Yeah, to our people, as a man of the Lord, you shouldn't be getting hangry. We say this in the beginning of the lesson. You hangry as a man of the Lord? Yeah. You tripping.
That's a lesson.
That's some parasites. Parasites. I was listening to this old Jake on YouTube. He was like, these people gonna take that chip.
Yeah.
He was bugged that dude, but he was right about that point. He's like, these people got so many parasites in their gut, they're not gonna be able to go one day without trying to eat. They're gonna be begging to take that mark in that day.
Man,
no rules over their spirit.
Too soft. You got people that can't do one day of fasting.
Not half a day.
Imagine we had class on the Day of Atonement. Yeah. And we had brothers out here hangry.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
get out.
Get your ass out here, bro. Okay, you mad?
I'm hungry. Like a little
You out the camp, bro.
Bro, just imagine if McDonald's shut down for 2 days. For a day. Just imagine if they just shut McDonald's down for a day and they just said, we're no longer open right now due to unfortunate circumstances. Jake will lose their mind.
They'll drive through the
Y'all be
McDonald's.
trying to break in.
Yeah. I'll make it myself.
Social media be lit up.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of social media, remember TikTok was shut down for half a day, and they were
I'm
calling
so
the
happy.
cops.
Oh man.
Because I ain't know that. Damn. But these people gonna trip because they like the other said, they full of parasites. Somebody look up parasite faces.
Oh, man.
Look up the images. Yeah, when we not live on the camera, when you look it up on the camera, because we don't got to look up parasite faces and tell me what they look like to you.
Yeah, the images.
These people are possessed. As a man of the Lord, you know, you shouldn't be at that level with these people. Now we still got things that we got to work on ourselves. Elder Yashimama mentioned it yesterday. You said Jacob misplaced his phone. Oh shit, where's my phone? You driving the car, you swerving. Oh, phone. You know what I mean? So we got things that we got to detach from still here on this side as well. But you shouldn't be on the same level as these people, man.
Yep.
Okay, now let's finish that in Ezekiel.
So Ezekiel 24:17 in the GNT. Don't let your sobbing be heard. Do not go bareheaded or barefoot as a sign of mourning.
Okay, look. It's a million men in this room, man. Not a million, but you get what I'm saying? That can sit here and complain about all the shit that they went through in this walk.
Yep.
Everybody got a story here.
This elder made a video, I think, like months ago, maybe a year ago. Like, Jake got to learn how to play injury.
Yeah.
Like, we can all complain about this and that, but what's the task at hand that got to be done, man?
Yeah.
Suck it up, you know?
You gonna make the whole walk about how you was done wrong, how I was done wrong. He had a job to do. So we could benefit. What if he was like, man, fuck that. This nigga spit on me. Fuck that. These niggas hitting on me. What? What would we be?
I didn't sign up for this.
I ain't signed up for this.
Yeah, I can't do this.
We gotta walk that path. We gotta drink in that cup, right?
You got to count the cost of whether you have sufficient to build.
That's it.
Building ain't gonna always be easy. It's gonna be circumstances. You know, if you building, the weather may not be ideal for the building that day, but fuck it, you gotta finish.
Yep. It is what it is. Apostle Ricard told us a story last week. It was a point in time where him and Apostle Gabar was sleeping on a park bench.
Yeah.
They can go, man, fuck this. Right? Where would a lot of us be? You get what I'm saying? You got a job to do. You can't let how you feel get in the way of the mission.
And you have to build according to the architect's blueprint.
Right.
You can't build according to the blueprint that you got going. You got the blueprint, and you over here see on the blueprint. Okay, the room is supposed to be this many. The room is supposed to be this many feet wide and this many feet long. And you looking at it, you over here like, nah, I don't like that shit.
It takes too long to do it that way.
I'm finna cut the shit out and do my own thing. No, you're going according to the blueprint of what the architect made.
Yeah.
So that's Jake forgets. You see a lot with these other camps. They forget the fact that this is a program that we're coming into. It's not you ain't starting your own shit. You know what I'm saying? You're coming into something that's already been established. You're coming into it. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming in to, I'm doing my own thing. No, man.
Yeah.
You
building a house and some of those measurements off, that house ain't gonna be able to stand. Again, it's gonna fold. And you're gonna see a lot of people that got fringes on their t-shirts fold, bro. Knowing you're an Israelite and being one is two different things. Finish that precept.
Ezekiel 24:17 GNT. Don't let your sobbing be heard. Do not go bareheaded or barefoot as a sign of mourning. Don't cover your face or eat the food that mourners eat. Early in the morning.
That's it. That's pretty. Yeah, that was the point. That he went up and he still went and did the work and did as he was commanded. You're gonna be put in a situation to where something that you might be very fond of is taken away from you.
That's white.
Yeah. Are you gonna stop doing what you're supposed to do because you in your foo-foo box? Don't be a hoe. Okay? And then again, let's get the precept in Matthew so that we can read that the Lord is gonna restore everything that we've forsaken, that we've lost. Okay, go ahead.
I had a precept for you real quick, if you don't mind. It's kind of ties into Ezekiel 24 as well. I'm gonna jump around. Leviticus 10:1. It says, and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer
and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before Yahweh, which he commanded them not. And there went out fire from Yahweh, and devoured them, and they died before the Lord.
Strange fire.
Yep. I'm going to jump down to verse 6, just for the sake of time. It says, and Moses said unto Aaron, and unto Eleazar, and unto Ithamar his sons, uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die, and lest the wrath come upon all this people. But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which Yahweh hath kindled. And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. For the anointing oil of Yahweh is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses.
Mm-hmm. So they live. Yeah. You got the two sides of the spectrum. That strange fire. This ain't what I told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
What this? I didn't tell you to do it this way, right? So what was the recompense for that? Didn't make it.
Yeah.
Okay, but the obedience led to what? That they were good. They did. They were good. The Lord was with them.
Yep.
You gotta do life or death. Life and death is laid before us. Okay, even to this day, we've been given a certain playbook on which we're supposed to carry the Lord's work out. You veer off from that, you free game for anything, even pagan kids. Okay,
because that was Aaron's sons.
Yeah,
that was his two sons. And they got, and the Lord destroyed and burnt them up. You know, and it was like, look, he pretty much told them, don't cry, don't mourn.
Yeah,
that was his sons. And they're like, he's like, man, look, don't uncover your head. And if you mourn, the Lord will kill you. That's what Moses pretty much said. If you do this, the Lord will kill you.
That's it.
That's tough right there.
It's kind of like when you get a woman, you better not cry. Something to you. Yeah, better not cry. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. You know, the Lord deal with us as sons.
The Lord don't give us something to cry about.
Yeah.
Man, that's where the immortal way of thinking comes into play.
Yeah.
Because these are your children, bro.
Yeah.
And they was grown ass men. So Aaron seen them from little babies all the way up to that point. You know what I'm saying? So being called into this ministry, man, it's like a different level of testicular fortitude, for lack of better words, that you have to have, man. Because you gotta sacrifice certain things that you do not want to sacrifice certain times.
Yeah.
And if I make this a point you brought up earlier before the camera started, I know he's gonna bring it out or not. But if you have an example of men that have been in this room for a long time that can give you an account of things that they had to put to the side. You know what I'm saying? And they're still here for it. So, you know, that's why I kind of like, you know, that's why I put that message on the chat too for younger brothers, like, to be here. Like, this is one of those lessons where, like, you know, gotta hear it.
Yeah.
You know, because you got examples that are around that had to put stuff to the side, that had to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And they still here to get that testimony there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So put that out there, that perspective.
I was going to say, and also as we sacrifice, you know, the Lord, He wants that fat. You know, that fat ultimately symbolizes the best, you know, the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what, you know, gives that sweet aroma, you know, to the nostrils of Yahweh. So the Lord, He just don't want no half-ass sacrifice. He take away something that don't really mean nothing to us. That's right. He wants the best of the best. The thing like He did Ezekiel's wife.
Yeah.
The closest thing to Him. So oftentimes the sacrifice that we got to give up, or that we got to offer to the Lord is the closest thing.
It's what you love the most.
Yeah, yeah.
With me, in the beginning of my walk, I worked my whole life to get in a position where I could make money playing ball. And I was right there at that place where I could make millions of dollars. And found out it's true. And it came in conflict where they was like, hey, you can't do that and do this. So where they was going to take my scholarship away. I'm at that position where everything I worked for my whole life is right there. And I had to make a choice. And you know, I was around Manata Zakba, so he knows. Like I was really emotionally going through it. It was, you know what I mean? And I had to make that decision. For some brothers to happen early, some brothers it's gonna happen late, but it's gonna happen. You're gonna get to a point where you gotta give it all up. If you're gonna work with me, if you're gonna serve me, you gotta get that shit up. Everybody's gonna have that point, and we all gonna have that point during our temptation.
Yep.
But at some point in your walk, the Lord's gonna strip everything from you to where you just got Him. Are you okay with that? Because if you're not, you can't serve Him. Again, a man that prioritizes comfort is not fit to serve the Lord. You see? Okay.
It's right in league with what you're saying. Me and Yashwan about talking. We're gonna go do a video real quick. Anyways, that's heavy what you're saying. Satan gonna come at brothers now hard. Yeah. Y'all already know we in World War III. Y'all see the prophecies are happening, man. Brothers, and this is just for the brothers. You brothers in the room, brothers on the counter board. Look, man, Jake, a lot of Jake and this truth don't start flaking. Like God, you just said it. That's so heavy. When the hour of temptation come, or even before then, certain brothers, and I'm talking about GMS. I don't care about the other camps because I'm not over that. That's them. My concern is with the brothers in Great Millstone. Okay, if brothers are going through shit, man, look, man, you gotta talk to brothers, man. You can't be on this. I got it. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
If Satan is fucking with you, bro, you gotta step to brothers. You gotta say something. Don't just the He-Man. You can't, because when you try to just be on your own and shit, that's when Satan could fester in you, man. Satan could fester, man. That's when dudes start bugging out. If you're a brother and you feel some kind of way, the demons are gonna do that. Remember, man, the scriptures talk about that, man. This motherfucking Satan is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Spiritual demon Satan. He'll get in your head. Yo, I don't like the way that brother looked at me. I don't know. That brother, he saluted me. He gave me like a half. So like, this is all kind of crazy. He kind of saluted me, but I don't know the way he did it. And all of a sudden, you feeling some kind of way. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That brother, man, yeah, see? Yeah. He saluted you kind of funny style. Some simple shit.
Yeah. Well, he didn't salute me. He saluted everybody else.
Yeah, he saluted everybody else. Well, he saluted me last.
Right.
Why? Like, why? Okay, I see.
That shit happens though, man.
That's what Satan.
That's how it works. I see.
Now everything he say, you irritated by it.
Yeah.
Anything you do, you mad.
Yeah, you mad.
Let's just build up.
Yeah, see? Instead of stepping to the brother.
Yeah.
What the scripture say? Whatchamacallit? If you have aught with a brother, Yahushua said this. You come to that man and say, hey, brother, can I talk to you, man? Come here, brother.
First break.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because a lot of times it can be much to be about nothing.
God.
Sometimes you're talking to the Most High. You talking to Yahweh Shemi Ashai, and as you're talking to him, you realize you're being stupid. You're asking a stupid ass question. So you just drop it. You're like, in the midst of prayer, and then you just cut the prayer off like, my bad, man.
I'm tripping. God. Because you gotta remember, you going through shit. No. Let me reverse that. I'm sorry, my brother. You, that brother might be going through some shit, but then you going through shit. Satan fucking with all of us.
Right.
So man, we gotta be more merciful with each other too, man. It's like, yo, Satan could be on me. Cause like, brother, I'm better than. I'm just saying, I'm better than demon. Well, no, I'm talking the truth. Satan could be fucking with me on a particular day, coming down like a hammer. But then Satan doing the same to you.
Yeah.
Right. So we both got Satan on us.
Both in the battle.
So we just crossed paths that day. I. Nigga moment. Right? A nigga moment.
Yeah.
Fuck that, brother. Fuck
Damn,
that.
that sound crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But that's how Satan goes. That's how Satan works. They want to turn us against each other, bro.
Have a good night, brother. No, motherfucker, you have a good night.
Yeah, man.
I have a precept for you, Papa.
Come on. Bring it out, man.
This is right on to your point. Sirach 19:13. It says, admonish a friend. It may be he hath not done it. And if he have done it, that he do it no more. Admonish thy friend or thy brother. It may be he hath not said it. And if he have, that he speak it not again. Admonish a friend. For many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale.
Yeah. So most time it don't even be true, man. And then the word admonish, it just means warn. Like, yo, bro, did you say this? Yo, did you do this? you know, last time we saluted each other, I felt like the energy was off or something. There's something up. You probably like, nah.
What?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, brother, be looking like, huh?
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
But it's cool to, but Ariella, it's cool to, if you step to the brother, that's beautiful. Like, in other words, even if the brother look at you like, huh? You be like, nah, but I just.
Yeah.
And then you realize you got Satan on you.
Right, and you just drop it.
Yeah, you're like, nah, brother,
It's
ain't about that.
It's like,
Right.
it's cool. It used to be nothing. You know, the scripture talk about how you war within your members. Like, usually, it's like you said, the apostle, like, it's literally just Satan fucking with you, like, because that's his job is to get brothers to turn against each other. That's what he wants to do. He wants to cause division.
If you feel, listen, man, I'm gonna throw this out there for the comment board, all the brothers on the comment board, and especially for everybody here. Look, man, this is why I brought that up. Me and Woman are gonna go do a video on this. If you feel some kind of way about a brother, if you feel like whatever, man, do this. Don't bother no other brothers. And that's Satan come there too. You feel some kind of way, then you go to, no, man, brother, that's a mom, man. No, man. That's wicked. That's when you're going off.
Yeah, that's some potion.
Then the brother that hear it gotta say, well, you need to talk to him.
Yeah. Instead of feeding into it.
Yeah,
why
see real nigga bring out too many precepts.
Good. Because that's like, then you putting dissension in there, man. Oh, what's that scripture? He that sought discord amongst brethren.
Right.
See, that's when you being wicked. Like if I got a problem with Tazamah for whatever bugged out reason, right? I come to one by here, man. Look at that brother, man. I don't know. I don't like his spirit. And he was able to look at him. Did you talk to him? Nah, I ain't saying that.
Did you pray?
Good.
You know, did you talk to him? Did you pray? Those would be the first two questions.
Yeah. So other brothers, instead, don't feed into their shit. If a dude come to you, like the elder Yashua, if a brother come to any of you brothers saying some shit about you got a problem with a brother in here, you cut him. Like, well, brother, did you pray? Okay, well, first of all, you like the elder one by saying, you pray to the Lord, bro? Well, brother, did you step to this brother? Did you pull him to the side? Nah. You rebuke that man.
You tripping.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, brother, you got demons on you, man. Nah, you got demons on you, bro.
Yeah.
What do the scriptures say, man? You supposed to, what's that scripture? Well, you can bring that out. If a man have aught with a man, you step to him. If he's really going off, you tell him, look, brother, you offended me or I aught with you. And then it says what? If he don't hear, then that's when you go to
The congregation.
Yeah.
no, you get one, the scriptures, you get a one brother,
Yeah.
a witness. And y'all step to him together and say, look, brother, I stepped to the brother, I told him, blah, blah, blah. But he pretty much told me, go fuck myself, or whatever. So I'm bringing you, I already talked to the man. I talked to him already, bro. And you got the witness. And then you step to me and look, bro, I brought this brother down. He tried to talk to you. So I'm bringing this brother down. Yahweh said, you know? And two men step to him. And he's like, nah, fuck that. I want to hear what I said, nah. Then I think it says you get another brother, right? If I remember correctly, you bring like another, or you bring him to counsel at that point.
Yeah.
The congregation.
Yeah. And then at that point, he just rebut. All right, bro, you out here. Heathen. Yep. That's the problem. Is that not the proper way? We go with protocols, bro. We go with protocols. So if a brother got an issue, you're supposed to just talk about it, man. And it starts with the man that you got the problem with. I'm sorry, you had something?
I just had the precept you was referencing.
Okay, we read it.
Yep. This is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 15. It says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. So if it's a situation where you perceive like, you know, hey, this brother, you did something, you know, you stepped on my big toe, accident, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to talk to you about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it be some little dumb shit, you know? Like, but sometimes
Elder Ariella said, not to cut you, like Elder Ariella just said, a lot of times, and Elder Yashua said it too, a lot of it be much to do about nothing.
Yeah.
But if it really is some shit to where you really feel wrong, you gotta open your mouth.
God.
But I see you got a lot of wicked niggas that, okay, they sit there and won't say nothing.
Yep.
Like they pretty much, that shows that you wicked, man. You building a case.
That's what women do too.
Yeah.
Some whole shit.
Gun, whole ass nigga shit.
Bring this shit up later, conveniently.
10 years later.
When it suits your argument at that time.
Con. Like, yeah, female, the nigga that women, any woman, they do that.
They do that shit.
Like,
Anything you tell them, they put it in. They know how to bring Satan to give it to them at the right time, and it makes sense. She's like, bitch.
Yeah.
But she being a demon.
She being a demon. Cause it's like a woman will sit with a dude, okay, if I'm a woman is with me, and I'm just a ratchet ass dude, but you was with me for 10 years. We had a couple of kids together.
Yeah.
And you just keep letting me impregnate you.
Right.
Right?
You're not moving out the way.
Yeah. You let me leave the smoking spot, you let me do all this. You got 3 of my kids, right? And I'm this ratchet ass nigga. Right? And I'm laying up, you laying up with me, I'm laying up with you. But then for 10 years, a decade, right? And then all of a sudden, fuck you. Nigga, I got this on it. I'm building a case. So when you do want to leave me, now that we got social media, yeah, this motherfucker, DeWan Johnson, that motherfucker, he a dead bitch, he ain't white, man. But you laid up with this dude. I mean, right? You go there? Like, I mean, you feel me? But it's like, okay, so baby girl, you need to tell me, like, after you had the first, I'm just using that as an analogy. No, you know, I ain't saying about no women, fuck women right now. Y'all dig? I'm using it as an analogy to compare what I'm talking about. Y'all dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, bro, and the same thing applies to men. The same thing applies to us. You get with a chick, you know her, man, real talk, like, no, they took the red flags, and you know, but something, if you stay, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I go to this day, like, you know early on certain things. So you're supposed to heed to that. So with this, with the brotherhood, if you feel, okay, let's say you get red flags about a brother, but like the Elder Ariella and Omar said, hey man, sometimes it be much, it could be true. Maybe a brother do got demons on him, but maybe sometimes it's much to do about nothing.
That's it.
For real, bro. Like, you know, man, but it can all be solved by just opening your mouth.
We live in
Go.
We live in a society where we're not really taught to confront. A lot of times when you confront somebody in today's society, because we live in we live in a feminized whole ass society now.
Yeah.
If you confront a brother now, they shrink. It's like, oh, you offended me, or why you coming at me that way? And it's like, when it comes to our ancient culture, that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? We actually went one-on-one, like we was direct. Like he was a very direct and nip shit in the bud, like quick. Yeah, exactly. Bullshit. That's what we was talking about.
The scriptures show us how to de-escalate conflict.
That's it. Conflict resolution.
Yeah, conflict resolution is it's a pathway given to in the scriptures. All right? But in black culture, there is no such thing as conflict resolution. You just got reality TV bullshit. That's why when you come to talk to somebody about something, they turn to that love and hip hop spirit.
Nigga, what you say about me?
What you say about me?
What nigga? And then now all of a sudden, pow, somebody's dead. You end up on somebody's t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? A woman's behind it over here. You know what I'm saying? Now nigga dead.
But it takes a man to go down that line of communication that we went through in the scriptures. Okay? So these are the instructions on how to be a man. On how to conduct yourself as a follower of Yahweh. And again, that's what makes you a man. All right? If you're obedient to the Lord and you're usefulness to him. You see? So we pretty much finished Ezekiel. So, you know, any brother got any closing points or precepts they was thinking about?
I got one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but the whole thing was this. The overall point that I was trying to impart, brothers, if Satan is fucking with you, seek counsel.
Communicate.
Y'all get me? Don't just, if certain demons are fucking with you, pray to the Lord, of course. If you gotta go on a fast, go on a fast.
Yep.
Right? But if certain demons start fucking with you, as far as concerning the brotherhood, you feel a certain kind of way about a brother, that means Satan a lot of times, brother.
Yeah.
Y'all hear me?
God.
A lot of the times that be Satan, man. That be that motherfucker.
Yep.
Okay? That be him.
It's him.
So pray to the Lord first, like Elder Yashamama said. First and first, a negative thought coming ahead of the demons come in the form of thought patterns. First, pray to the Lord. Before you even step to a brother with some shit. About there, brother, you looked at me funny. I don't know how much you said this. Whatever. You drank the last beer. Whatever yeah, some stupid shit. Pray to the Lord. Then I would say, if the demon's still there, go on a fast. Go on a fast. Oh, the Day of Atonement will be coming up real soon. Right? And then, you know, whatever, man. Because then, you know, you feel like shit. When you do step to a brother, you actually pull a brother to the side and you realize, like Elder Ariella said, as much as about nothing, you feel like shit, man.
Yeah.
You be wanting to cry, man. Like, for real, man. Like, cause I love the brotherhood, man.
Yeah.
Like, I stepped to a brother and said, bro, I'm like an aardvark. I'm gonna bury my head in the sand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the
So
same.
I step to you, brother, and I say some shit to you, but my case, I don't have no case.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then you look at me and be like, well, man, like, it's not even like that, bro. Like, bro, look, bro, I know I'm gonna turn into an aardvark, man. Y'all know what an aardvark is?
Yeah, they put
the animal that, you know what I mean? For real, man. I couldn't, like, it'd be hard to even face you, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we do have cases where there do be some wickedness going on, but we gotta check ourselves first, man. Satan's fucking with us. So brothers, look, man, if you got demons, we all got demons fucking with us. You don't be ashamed to come to brothers for counsel, man. You understand? You younger men, you got the elders here, man. Y'all got Elder Yashamamba, Ariella, Elder Yatazak, and you got these other men, these other top officers, and you know what I mean? You men that are under men, if you're going through shit, bro, step to the men, like your leaders, your leadership. Put them to the side, man, and be like, hey, I can talk, bro. That was part of my career in this truth. Man, I've been Satan been fucking with me from day one, since I came to the truth, hardcore. But I always had Apostle Gabar there, and I was telling Elder Yashamamba about it. Apostle Gabar was, of course, Apostle Jahar, but you know, Apostle Gabar was my immediate superior. Man, no man on this planet know me better than Apostle Gabar. You understand? He was always there for me, man. He was always there for me, man. And of course, Apostle Jahar, of course. And then I even went to some of the other times, man. I went to King Marshall. I was close with Happy Sariyah. I was close with Happy Jaquab, and even some of the other men, top men, you know. Bro, I had problems. I went to men, man. But hey, Shemar, I talked to you, and those men listened to me, man. They took the time out to, you know. I used to go to Papa, man, and you know what I mean. You feel me? He went through shit, man. So Satan fucking with you, brothers. Don't just sit there and try to, I can hold it, I can hold it. Nah, man. what's that old saying, brothers? No man is an island.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was the overall point. Because when you try to hold shit in, that's when Satan got you, man. The demons got you alienated. You know? And they can work on your ass, man. See? And we're saying this because of certain situations recently that's going down. You know what I mean? God. Bro, pray to the Lord. This is what I tell you, brothers. Keep your medicine strong. Keep your medicine strong. Pray to Yahweh Shai from the minute you open your eyes. Anything else, man, that impart to you, brothers, before I leave right here, that's what I'm going to give y'all. Right? Okay, man? Pray to Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Pray to the Lord. And if Satan is fucking with you, step to the elders, step to whoever your immediate, superior is in this camp. You know, there's an order in this camp. The elder, Yadakai sitting there, that's a wise brother, man. You know what I mean? That's my man right there. You brothers is underneath this man, man, this brother's a beautiful, easy brother to talk to, man. You know what I mean? This brother will never turn you away. This brother gonna talk to you, man. You understand? My man, Tazamana, I got Batman and Robin right here. You know? You can talk to them dudes. These men, I don't know, I'm just letting y'all know. Maybe some of y'all might be intimidated. The elder Ariella, man, my brother, he's one of the easiest brothers in the world to talk to. And yeah, he's a Reubenite. He's aggressive, he's rough like me, Man, but I know he would never fucking turn no brother away. You know what I mean? And he know I'm saying that because that's the truth. And this brother's like one of the, man, you step to this man, this brother's so compassionate, man. He gonna sit there and talk to you, man. And y'all know how y'all should know about get down. These men gonna talk to you. Like if Satan fucking with you, pull these men to the side, man. That's gonna talk to God. Satan fucking, if you fucking, they'll get on you when it's time to get on you. Yeah, they'll tell you, man, stop acting like a whole ass nigga. It depends on the situation. Right? It depends on the situation. If you acting like a whole ass nigga, they gonna tell you acting like a whole ass nigga. Right. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, you step to these brothers and tell them, look, bro, I just need to talk to you, man. Satan fucking with you, brother. And I know these brothers come on, I know these brothers they're gonna help y'all the best way they can according to the scriptures. You understand? So the reason I'm saying is there's a situation that happened, whatever, certain dudes, there's a reason. Right. There's a reason that this is being said. Absolutely. Some of you brothers in the top might have know about it. Some of y'all might, these younger brothers, some of y'all in the top know what I'm talking about. Certain Jake, but you building a case. You being a whole ass nigga. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna mention no names. There's a certain so-called one of the elders up top that just flaked out. A dude that was real close to me. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. That was my armor bearer.
Surprise.
Yeah, man. And dude, he traveled with us. We brought him to other states and all that, man. He was in Apostle Tahar country. Took him under this dude that I love, man. And this brother, he helped me. Yeah, he helped me out a lot. Financially, he did a lot for me. He was always there for me when I needed him. Right? And he just flaked the fuck out. But apparently, he told a lot of time, basically, he got an issue with us, the apostles, and the bishops. You see what I'm saying? I know what it is. Right? But it's okay. It's cool. It's cool. But the other night when I first got the news, that shit, I already kind of knew he was acting weird because I had already been told. But brother, that night, I didn't sleep good that night, bro. It was like a dark presence open like that. I was affected, man. I went to sleep that night. I went to sleep under duress, man. I woke up that morning. It took me a whole day and night then, as the day went on, the following day, I kind of shook it off. Said, all right, this is what it is. Cool. All right, cool. I've seen this before. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, it hurts, but it's like, yeah, it's hurtful. But that particular brother, he was holding shit in. If he felt some kind of way, if we these grimy, the apostles are the biggest, you know me, brother, I'm always the first guy to, I'm the easy target. Right? Every time dudes like, Rakah, that nigga Rakah, Apostle Rakah, you know, whatever, man, cool. You know, me, I'm open territory. It comes with territory, man, whatever. But anyways,
They're getting mad because they didn't say no.
Objection.
yeah.
How you gonna say yes to something and get mad? What's wrong with you?
Good.
You just say no. You just like,
No, that's it. I can't say nothing else. If a brother asks you now, but I can't do it, come, slap you.
that's the thing, it's about being mature in this thing. You know, even if it's somebody's asking, we all work, we all give, it's a give and take here for all of us. You know? If you feel overburdened or that you can't do something, say no.
Come.
Nobody's gonna, what they gonna do? You gonna get your head chopped off? You know, brothers are reasonable.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
You know, it's a whole brotherhood here.
Yeah, man. If I ask a brother for $20, I ain't got it. You look it up.
You know, overdraft your account. Also ask for the 20, but you know you only got $18 in your account. Now you're negative in your account.
Right. Negative $44.
Yeah, man. Say no.
I don't got it.
In the 80s,
It's not that complicated. You just being weak.
yeah, man. But then on top of it, see, but we don't go into that one by this video. The thing is, these particular dudes were offered help.
And then they wouldn't take it.
They wouldn't take it. See, they won't tell that part of the story.
See, yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, it's like I said, it's a give and take.
Yeah. Because the Apostle Paul, look, man, bro, y'all know, we got a kitty, we got shit going. If certain situations go on, brothers need something, they gonna get it. And the elders here are witnesses of that.
Absolutely.
If a brother, Apostle Paul, two things. If the money is there, but if there's more money, we're gonna get a collection, or it's gonna come out, hey, brother, okay, what you need? Brother's gonna get helped. You know what I mean? So niggas, like, because they being whole ass niggas, them niggas, the GMS, they grimy niggas. They grimy. Niggas grimy, man. They used me.
Wow. But you just got all this knowledge with an understanding.
Gun.
See, there's no value put on that.
Gun. You got used, but all you have to do is go to Bishop Sacramento, whatever you needed, man. If you needed something. No, because I'm getting this now. I was emotional the other night, man. I went to sleep, but I couldn't even sleep that whole night, man. It was like, yeah, when I first got, this car called me, and bro, I went to sleep. I had some weirdo dreams. Didn't mean shit, some weirdo. But even in the dream, I felt like there was a dark, heavy presence laying on top of it, man. You know, and I woke up that morning like fucked up. You know, even my woman, she knew something was wrong with me, like, yo, right? But then as that day progressed, I did some videos, and I just kind of shook it off.
Right.
Because, when you really have feelings for people, man, it's not just like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It hurt, man. Your feelings be hurt. Damn. You know what I mean? But it was like after the days after, all right, man, okay, this is another day at the office. Another day at the office. You know what I mean? When a dude become a whole ass nigga, man, you can become a whole ass nigga. Fuck you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's that, man. Like, yo, brother, like you said, say no. Nigga. You want to come out there, niggas grind their power. Okay. That brother, that particular guy, he helped me out a lot financially. I was down. But if you didn't happen to do it, right? But even in that, the help was there for him too.
Right.
See, I'm just saying this because, you know, niggas start scoffing, but they never tell the other side of the story. It's just, oh, yeah, apostles are wicked, they're grimy, but they never tell a story to where, oh, Apostle Paul was saying, yo, brother, what you need is come to, we got you. They never tell that part of the fucking narrative. They just, oh, we was just there using niggas, and when we got all these brothers in GMS and a kitty. No, I'm gonna say all this money coming in to help the brother, right? But we just gonna pick one dude.
Yeah, we gonna lean on you. Like you a millionaire.
Yeah, like you a millionaire. Y'all, I mean, y'all feel me? Y'all feel me, man?
See,
Niggas are just like homos, man. Niggas are just weak. You know, but then no, you trying to act like he man. If you going through shit, Satan fucking with you, whatever the problem might be, step. This is what I told the brothers here, y'all. I just want to impress this upon y'all, like, because we don't want that type of stuff happening. Step to your elders, your leaders, man. You got a problem, man, whatever, or Satan fucking with you, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm just, you understand, bro? Step to these men. The elder, the other guy, the other man, step like, hey, brother, I told you, man. Fuck that, what's that shit? What they say, oh my goodness, what's that ego shit, that, right? Yeah. No, I'm a man. Yeah, you a man. But men need help too.
Man, you a man with flaws like me?
Yeah. Bro, I don't have a problem. Look, man, I am who I am, right? And it's true for what I'm supposed to be. I've stepped to these brothers, man. These men are under me, man. Like, man, how many times, bro, have I came to you with a problem, right? It sounds funny to y'all, right? Me, Apostle Ricard, Big Bad Pop. How many times I stepped to this man right here and laid my sorrows on him? Or Elder Yashawamba, man. When I'm going through shit, certain other guys I talk to, certain other men in here, and I ain't gonna say no names, you know? Am I lying, brother? This man gave me so much advice, man, that, you know what I mean? You feel me? Elder Yashawamba, man, you know? Yeah, man. I always tell a story, man. A few years back, that might have been like almost 10 years ago, my health was fucked up. This man, through the grace of Yahweh, this man saved my life, man. Got me back, you know? You see what I'm saying? Y'all see Apostle Ramlab is out here. The Spirit got him linked up with the Elder Kanaka. These brothers, they worked on the pop, man. Come on, bro. We all brothers at the end of the day. The only difference between us is time. You did it. We came in the truth a little earlier than some of y'all did, but all you brothers here, on the right side, I feel a minute of the Lord. We family, we brothers. The ones of us that maintain to the end. Y'all dig? We have an order, you know, and the order is respected, and we know the order, right? Everybody knows the order, but at the end of the day, we still got to deal as brothers, man. I always think about Yahweh, man. You brothers in here, man, I look at you brothers, man, and like, man, I feel like I'm amongst men of the Lord. And I'm blessed and privileged to be here with you brothers, man. You know what I mean? I've told you that before. I'm blessed and privileged. I tell you brothers here in Dallas, Kansas, when I'm in Indiana, I'm in Chicago, I'm in California, with, you know, Baltimore, whatever GMS camp I was. I'm sorry, brother. No matter what GMS camp I'm, I always give out the same message, man. Okay? You brothers got your jobs. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Do what y'all got to do. Okay? Do what y'all got to do. That's it, bro. Okay? I don't mean to interrupt your class, brother.
No, that's perfect.
I just had to push out that little extra thing. You know what I mean? Salaki, man.
Well, the lesson was pretty much over anyway.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to read this precept I gave you, and then we're going to close out. It's Wisdom of Solomon 17:11. It says, it's in the G&T, by the way. It says, wickedness is cowardly in itself and stands self-condemned. someone with a guilty conscience will always imagine things to be worse than they really are.
Oh, yeah.
Fear is nothing but the failure to use the help that reason gives. Apostle Ricard just went down to, hey, this is how you deal with a situation. This is the help that you can get when you are having those thoughts, when you are having that art with your brother, right? It says when you lack the confidence to rely on the reason, you know, the instruction that the Lord has given, you give into the fears caused by ignorance. Okay, so there's nothing that you're going to go through that one of these elders haven't went through to impart to you understanding. There's no art that you will have with your brother that can't be dealt with through the Spirit, man. And that's for the people here in the room and on the, you know, on the live stream. So, anybody got any closing statements or precepts? All right. So with that being said, we'll give our praises once more too.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
Double honors to apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.
Shalom.